there's so much of content available, which is commercial makers who have developed content. There's SIT content, there's CIE, government institution, a lot of content is floating around. So I think it will be also useful if a policy of this nature also kind of sets some kind of a checklist or guideline which helps the decision maker to choose a good content from the available materials. So that's another aspect that I thought. The second point, of course, is debatable, and that's why I put it in red. The need, if at all, for a clearing authority for content. I mean, again, I'm sure a lot of people will have strong objections to it, to have a clearing house for content. But looking at the way the content is has proliferated in the country these days, and some of them are really very sorry content. And so I don't know. It may not be a clearing authority. It may be some other mechanism by which you look at content. But a policy debate should essentially include a debate on whether this is a feasible option or not. Is something that I feel. And then again, if you were talking about policy, I think it also makes sense for a policy to lay down the roles, responsibilities of government, the commitment of the government to this kind of a process, or what is like the NCF. Again, I keep on referring to that because NCF is really a good document which says the intent of the government, which lays down the principles of which a good textbook or a good curriculum is to transact. I think we need to follow a similar process for content in the digitized field. And the most challenging part of a policy, which I feel is true for any policies actually, is to tread that very fine balance between being very over perspective, and at the same time you also try to give guidelines which helps improve the process. But you cannot go and become over perspective, because I mean, any content is contextual. A content which is good for a particular group of students is bad for another group of students. So one has to be very careful in wording the policy, in kind of drafting the policy, so that it doesn't become over prescriptive. That's all I think.